questions to the camp.
Thank you, Greg.
It's really fun, and it's amazing to think after the whole long season we had, and after all that's been going through with me in my life so far, it feels good to be back home.
For you, Cal, when you have these guys and then they're gone, to have a chance in the summer, pretty much every summer, for them to come back and spend some time with you, what does that mean to you?
Well, they all, all seven are, they've been in and out, and I've gotten a chance to sit down with all of them, and, that's important. They get going now, and now they get their own lives, they got their own agents, they got marketing people. You have to call somebody. Can I get a hold of Carl? Yeah, you have to call Ann, who's going to call Bill, and she'll get a hold of Carl for you. And then I tell her, okay, you call my assistant, who will call my secretary, and they can talk to me then too. So we're going through 25 channels to try to talk to Carl Towns.
Where's your
Bobblehead.
I
I left it. I should have brought it too. I should have brought it.
You should have.
That would have been funny.
I talked to it. It was on my shoulder talking to me. You know what's great though? These kids come back, and I get parents stopping me saying, "These are the greatest kids." I mean, I was stopped about Devin yesterday and about Trey, and the people that were with Carl in Louisville the other day are raving about, man, these are really good guys. And that's an option. When you're as good as they are as players, you can be who you want to be. And it shows that how they've been raised and all those things. And then the pickup games, now all of a sudden our guys get a chance to go and, Scal beat up on Carl yesterday a little bit. But the games got heated. The guys came back and said, geez, it got a little heated. Well, to have those guys back, to let the young guys know, like, you got a ways to go now. And then, again, in September, when the real veterans come back and they're all here together, it's just great for our guys to see.
What kind of impression Carl did Scal make on you?
I knew he was talented. I know he's very talented since high school. Yesterday, we got a chance to, play pickup yesterday, and we showed some great glimpses, but
Got a ways to go.
There's a reason I'm a pro. Let's put it like that. There's a reason I'm a pro, and he's a rook.
No, he came in for a weekend, and was he pretty good yesterday? They were saying to me, like he's got a chance to be special. So, but look, the greatest thing for all these kids, they get to go against these guys. And the other thing is they find out, like, wow, these are really nice guys. And they're all wired in a way to be competitive, and they want to work. And there's nothing that's given to you here. You work for it. Every game you play is someone's Super Bowl. You're in a dogfight. If you don't want to fight, you can't play here. And they found that out yesterday a little bit.
Was Murray on the court with you in these games?
Like he said, he's talented. We saw him in Pan Am. We don't have to explain what he could do on the court and what impact he could make. Super talented, very smooth player. Smooth operator.
Cal, are you confident Scal will be able to play week 1 for you guys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cal, is there anything you can say about this 7-foot Australian that there's a lot of talk I hear about him reclassifying?
Yeah, I can't talk about it, but we did have a 7'5" Italian. I said, Paisan, come over here. He's 7'5". He made Carl look about 6'7".
He made me look like Tyler Eulis.
Cal, in general, how is this kind of international player you're recruiting kind of popped up in the last year?
With me, things just kind of happen. And as they happen, I roll with it. You're recruiting guys who don't want to run from this. This is what they want. And, whether they're from Lexington, Kentucky, or from Toronto, Canada, or from Australia, New Zealand, who wants this? Because the guys who play here will tell you, you got to want this. This is not something, and you can't run from it. You got to run at it. And those are the guys that come here and have success. So it's not been by design, but again, the guys we have, I don't care where they're from, they're pretty good players.
Do you hope to add another player for this coming season?
A player or two?
I'm coming back.
Carl, we heard,
Carl said he'll come back if I let him shoot threes. Other than that, he's not coming back.
Carl, we heard this week about this charity game, former UK players in the pros against former North Carolina players in the pros. Are you playing in the game?
I'm definitely planning on playing, but you know, just gotta make sure everything could work out so I could come down. You know, it's for my rookie year, so make sure all the timing's right.
What's the date on that game?
Yeah, the date, it should be in your release, is September 13th. Tip-off is at 5:30. By NBA guidelines, we can't talk as the organizers about which players are playing. Obviously, they can tell that through their social media. But Coach talked about last year, if you were there, if you covered the game, or covered the Coach Cal's fantasy event last year, $1 million, over $1 million was given away. Coach has the same goals this year. We did the alumni game, I believe, a few years ago. It was a huge success, over 20,000 tickets sold. So the plans are now is Kentucky versus Kentucky now with the guys from North Carolina. I think there could be a lot.
And then what we want to do, part of the charity will be in honor of Dean Smith because they're coming here to play. So, you know, the Hall of Fame has asked us to do something for a legacy fund, and maybe Coach Smith, it would be in his name, and hopefully a significant amount in his name given to something like that. So, but it's going to be, you can imagine, if it's North Carolina's players against our players, one, they lose. Okay, that's one. But two, the craziness in the building, our people they're nuts. They're crazy. There'll be 25,000 there. And the crazy thing is people are going to buy tickets to scalp a game on September 13th. Are you crazy? They'll be scalping tickets. I mean, it's
Only in Kentucky.
only in Kentucky.
Carl, when you come back for something like this, I mean, does it kind of put in perspective what you were able to achieve here as well as what this program means and where you are now?
I mean, definitely. I mean, you know, the shirt I'm wearing right now doesn't happen if I didn't come to the University of Kentucky and have the best coaching staff in the world, the best coach in college basketball, Coach Calipari. I know you like that song. I like that. You like that. No, but it's the truth. I mean, I don't wear this shirt without him and this program. And I think the biggest thing that I realize of coming back is, you know, that my time is over. You know, I really am not, you know, a Wildcat playing anymore, coming back for training camp and being here for school anymore. You know, it's sad because, you know, life moves by so fast, and the biggest thing I've always taken from Coach when my year here was always live in the present because it goes by so fast. And, you know, I think when he gave us that advice during the season, I really, you know, embellished it and relished it because I think the thing
Well, tell them what the first thing you did when you got back here. You went in the hallway, you walked down there to see if his Sports Illustrated cover was up on the wall. That's the first thing. I want to know, did you put it up yet?
Maybe. But, you know, it's those things you realize, you know, that was probably the best advice I've gotten so far in my career because, you know, we had such a special team last year, and now that I'm in the NBA and, you know, I'm starting a different page in my life, you know, I have no regrets because I was able to really cherish every moment. I was with my brothers here, cherish every moment I was with the coaches and all the moments we had as a team. And, you know, I don't look back and say, man, I wish I would have did that because, like you said, we played in the present, cherished every moment, and then let go by so fast.
Is Kevin Garnett something of a mentor for you?
Of course. I mean, he's a living legend, man. He's one of the top players to ever play in the NBA, and be able to have him on my team and be able to learn from him, it's a blessing. I mean, it's talking about learning from one of the most talented forwards ever to play.
Cal, do you have any better idea about Jamal's situation with the qualifying?
Well, I'd like him to do both. I just don't know if that's going to be possible. It wasn't possible for Carl. I mean, it's just the way the rules are. It's and they don't. They're not. This is the rule. So if there's any way that he can do both, I really would like him to. But it's going to be a hard deal.
Now, who else have you heard about from workout and pickup games this summer? Guys that you are getting excited just about what you're hearing about?
Well, the biggest thing for this team is Alex, and I told Alex, I said, I'm not settling for anything, Alex. You're going to play like you did in the Bahamas. That's who you're going to be. And I'm not settling for anything other than that. If he comes back and does what he can do, and these guards are playing, and how was Isaiah yesterday? Okay, so I and then we got to see, where does Charles, where does Michael fit in? How do they do this? How was Marcus Lee yesterday? Okay, so Marcus Lee and Scow and, another big kid, and, Derek, my son keeps telling me Derek's playing really good. I don't know how he did yesterday. I think he hurt himself yesterday, but Dom is Dom. He's going to come in and give you steady play. So, the hard thing for us, which was like last year, how do we play? Now, are there 7 or 8 guys that deserve to play, or there more than that, or they're less than that? And that's who will play. And then it becomes, how will you play? How are you going to play pick and roll? You're going to press? All right, we got new rules. You guys are looking at the 30-second rule. But that's because you don't know basketball. That has no effect on the game. Which one will have effect, all you basketball bennies? Jerry, oh my gosh. Jerry's been studying. So the closely guarded is the one that I coached that back in the mid-'90s, and I had to coach against John Chaney and Temple. They gave it to one guy, and he bounced it for 20 seconds. And then he, the old Charles Barkley, take it on the wing, and start backing, and backing, 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 backing. I mean, how are we going to play, and what's it going to do? My hope is, if it turns the game ugly, we can change the rule before the season really starts. See it in an exhibition game and get rid of it. But that's the rule that we all have to figure out. But this team, do we press? Do I press with guards? Do I press with Scow or Marcus Lee on the ball? How do you press? Do you play 2 bigs? Now we're going to have an opportunity, it looks like, to play with 2 7-footers again if we choose to do that. But we may play with 3 guards. It's not my druthers, but we could do that. We may go back to the dribble drive. There's so many questions. I mean, I could put a huge team out there and play zone. But we've got so many questions to answer, and we don't have a trip to the Bahamas. So it's, early on, it may be ugly, but I'm not worried about it because we got good players. If you got good players, you got a chance. I like my team. You've ever heard me say that before? And that's before I've got them all together.
Carl, you just made a noise there, and we can't really quote that. So about Marcus Lee. So what made you make that sound? What you saw from Marcus?
I've seen Marcus play for 2 years, coming in for practices and stuff when I declared and everything. Being here, playing with him for a whole year, it's the best version of Marcus Lee I've ever seen him play. So,
Confident.
It's confident. He's running the floor at a tremendous pace. He's jumping for everything. He's getting some of the swagger back you probably saw him in high school at, and it's amazing to see. He's dribbling the ball from the 3-point line into the basket, making layups. He's making guard moves. I mean, he's put a lot of work in. He deserves all the credit he's getting now because it's the best version of Marcus Lee I've ever saw. And I mean, to put his talent, his upgraded talent with this great team, I mean, sky's the limit.
How is Alex's rehab? Where is he at?
He's in good shape. He said he started sprinting 2 days ago. So and I told him, you got to stay out, but I can't wait till he's in there with this team because you got a beast now. And again, when he came in 3 years ago, the league was in a way that I had to prepare him as a 3-man because that's what he was going to be in the NBA. And unless I was going to cheat him, I had to do that. It's been a process. Now the league has changed. Now the 4s all look like him in the NBA. So now he can be the position he's most comfortable playing and be right for him, right for us obviously, but right for him. So I think what you're going to find when he starts coming back and he can do what he does, I mean, his body, his shoulders, I mean, and he's starting to sprint. It's going to be interesting.
One more question, guys.
Thoughts on Drake first week now?
sorry, what?
Drake and Meek Mill, the rap beef.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Really just
What was actually
two misunderstandings.
What are you saying, Drake what?
Drake and Meek Mill, they have a rap beef.
What's that?
A rap beef.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was about to say the same thing. I know he don't know it.
Back in the day.
It's
Nah. Drake's our man. And I'll leave you with this. You know, it was great seeing these guys. They all get together, and you can see not only the camaraderie, that there's some emotion between them, and there's feelings between them, and that's what this is about. And you know, people say, well, I need them for 4 years together. They probably get sick of each other after 4 years, but I do know this, what they went through for that season, including now they're running down Dom and Derek, and they're hanging out with Tyler and Marcus Lee. You see, and then how they react to each other. You know, they're going to be in, it was funny where Carl, which he did foul a lot in those summer league games, so if they have now 9 fouls a game, you're going to be fine when you start playing. But he fouls, no, did you foul Trey or did he foul you? That you two started laughing at each other.
I don't remember. I think Trey probably fouled.
Oh, no, I think you fouled
Yeah,
Trey.
Trey probably
I
fouled
think
me.
you fouled Trey. But you see them like laughing about it, and you know that they're brothers. Like, look, I'm trying to kill you, but you're still my brother. And seeing Devin in here and Willie hanging out, being Goofy Willie, and, you know, the twins in town. And it's just, it's what this is supposed to be about. This is supposed to be about their growth, about them, and now they come back and, you know, this camp where they're able to get with the kids and basically our staff is non-existent. I walk in and do 10 minutes. This is about them doing this stuff and having fun and enjoying it. Thank you.